Hello.
Welcome back to the channel. We have another game review for everyone today.
Yes.
Yeah.
Beyond Two Souls.
Yeah. Really cool game. You know, the Yajing played Detroit, and we went ahead and reviewed that on the channel. But she really likes these kind of Quantic Dream games, these interactive story games. So
yeah.
I wanted to introduce you to Beyond Two Souls. The footage you're seeing today is captured on a PlayStation 4 Pro, and fair warning, there will be spoilers in this review.
Yeah. Basically, our games are with spoilers.
Yeah.
We can keep them to ourselves. I really like it. You said this game is before they make it the Detroit Become Human.
Right.
Yeah, and I do see like differently. You know, I do see that they do improve a lot in the Detroit game, and but this game is also very good. I like the game give me some choices, options. I can, you know, choose differently and get different ending or change the story a little bit.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about the story then for a second. What did you think about the story of the game?
I think the most attractive to me the story is the timeline. The timeline is very not by the normal organization. And this chapter, I mean her childhood, and the next chapter, she already grown up, go to CIA, you know.
Right.
And the other one, she's doing some missions, and then go back to her childhood again somehow.
Yeah. And, you know, I think the elephant in the room about the game is, I agree with you. I like how it jumps between the timelines, but you follow this character, Jody, who has this entity attached to her from birth, this kind of invisible friend, if you will, that kind of helps and doesn't help at other parts in the game. It's interesting because you control both of them.
Yes.
But yeah, how would you describe the gameplay? Because it's a really unique system where you can jump between Jody and then jump to Aiden.
Yeah, I like it. And after I learned how to use Aiden, I will feel like I like to use Aiden more than to use Jody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Yajing's actually beaten this game twice now.
Yeah.
I beat the game twice on my own as well, and we still got different endings kind of every time, which I found really cool as well.
Yeah, because at the end, they still give you options. You want to choose your beyond life or you want to go back to your real life. And and the first time I think I killed her too early.
Yeah. The first time Yajing played the game, she actually didn't get to experience, I think, the final 5 chapters of the game or something. 4 or 5 chapters. Yeah,
I made her fail on one of her mission, and she's been killed. So now this is the second time I play it. I made through the mission, complete the mission, and just like, then she went to see her mom. Finally, she know who's her mom, and she went to the psycho hospital to see her, and then other stories come after. I just like, wow. And they even had to spy on the Chinese
military.
Military. I just like, wow. I don't remember I have played this last time.
Right.
Then I realized, because last time I made her die too soon.
Yeah. It's pretty cool that you can change the story so drastically, and one playthrough can be so different from the next playthrough. I found it really enjoyable. The story is kind of interestingly told because you are playing as both of these 2 different characters at the same time. But yeah, I like the story.
And also now I think how they mix the timeline like that, it's very good. Why to me is at the end I know, oh okay, why she has two souls. Because Item is her brother. And if we do the normal timeline to play the game, we will find out at the beginning of the game.
Right.
Yeah, her mom had twins.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so this is pretty cool.
Yeah, I really liked it. But let's move on to the next topic, gameplay itself.
Oh.
Yeah. So, if you haven't seen our Detroit review, please check it out on the channel. But we did talk about in the Detroit review how Quantic Dream isn't known for exceptional gameplay, in my opinion. At least gameplay mechanics wise, you definitely, for me, I felt like I was struggling with the camera a lot and Beyond.
Yeah, this is their deficiency. Detroit, the camera, you can move much better and smoother than the Beyond Two Souls to me. And also, sometimes they are just, because especially if, for example, she needs to grab something, there's a white dot on it. But if the light is pretty bright, it's so easy to miss it. Yeah. And then I feel lost. I just like, what I'm doing, what I'm looking for. Yeah, these kind of things. But others,
yeah. I thought also one of the good things about the gameplay was they had a lot of hidden bonus things.
Yes.
And Yajing really tried to get all of them.
This time.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I still missed 7 bonus.
Yeah.
They call hide bonus.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys find any, but I still missed 7. It's difficult.
Yeah, they're hidden throughout the levels, but it kind of gives you an incentive to play as Aiden and just really search through these levels as much as you can. But yeah, as far as the gameplay goes, I think my only gripe is the controls. The game is actually kind of told in this super widescreen. Everything has black bars on it like a film. So I think the camera's set in place because David Cage, the writer and director of this game, you get the feeling he wanted it to feel like a movie, and it does feel like a movie for big parts of the game. Very cinematic, but you want to move that camera because you just can't see things sometimes.
No. And somehow once they tell you, okay, what to do, and somehow you see the character's face to your direction. So I cannot see anything.
Right.
On the other side, which means it's kind of confused. I just like, will I hit anything? Just like, I don't want to go wrong direction, you know?
Right.
Yeah, but I think they fixed this problem in the Detroit too. So.
Yeah, definitely. All right, well, let's talk about the sound design in the game. Very cinematic sound. I really enjoyed the music in this game. There's even parts of the game we can't play it because of copyright, but Jodie sings in the game, and she does a really great job. The cast is all-star Hollywood cast in the game as well, which is really cool. But what do you think about the sound?
Somehow I feel the sound is more impact me than the Detroit. When it's like, hurry up, then the music, the hurry music at the background really make me like, okay, I have to hurry up.
Yeah, it brings on the anxiety pretty hard.
Yeah. I just automatically will start feel the pressure. But I think, Detroit, I was just like, okay, I know what I'm doing. And even through the music at the background also is very like pushing me somehow. I can still calm down, but this game's music pretty affected me.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. There's a scene in a lab in this game where these kind of doctors are coming back to life after they've passed away. And Yajing was really like high anxiety during that scene because the music is just like, it really makes you feel like everything's about to be over. You need to like, hurry up.
Yeah.
But as I've said before on the channel, and Yajing knows this now, the best way to deal with these things in games is just mute your TV, turn the volume off, and you have no anxiety.
No.
And then once you get past the scene, once you get past the scene, turn the volume back up, and yeah, you're feeling great.
Yeah.
But that's what we had to do in this game.
Yeah. And I remember you said when we were in that part, you said, oh, they can make good zombie games.
Yeah. Because I think that's actually a great segue to kind of the final thing I wanted to touch on is just the graphics of the game. You know, if Capcom or some other zombie kind of game maker had used this graphics engine, I think they could have made some really stunning like zombie games. Because the graphics, especially, you know, you're looking at a PS4 remaster of a PS3 game. It's really, really good looking for a PS3 era.
Yeah. The graphic is very beautiful. And, well, don't get me wrong, I feel like they made the graphic of Detroit Become Humans better than Jody. But I believe back to the time when we making the Beyond Two Souls, this is very, like, extend. Graphic they can do.
100%. Yeah, I remember just being really psyched for this game before it came out on PS3 because it was very rare actually at the time to see, you know, actors being motion captured. I know you saw it in games like LA Noire, but I feel like they did it better actually in Beyond Two Souls. And of course, Detroit Become Human was made for the PS4. The PS3 really wasn't making games like that with very photorealistic graphics. They had some really great looking games, and let me know if you think of a game that's comparable graphically on the PS3 to Beyond Two Souls. But it really stood out for me, and I think it still holds up on the PS4 and the PS4 Pro.
And also, I feel like this game is more active than Detroit sound to me. Like in Detroit, the character's name is Marcus. He's the most character needs to jump, you know, running and climb. But this time, I feel like Jodie has to do a lot of the missions. Because she works for CIA. There's so many body movement, reaction. Yeah, I think they did very good for that part too.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more.
I did a very bad part. My reaction is so slow. I was just like, where am I going?
Yeah, but she got it. She got it.
I did better than last time, but still not as good as you do.
Oh, well, thank you. Out of 5 stars, what would you rate Beyond Two Souls?
I will put 2.8.
2.8?
Yeah.
What would you have liked to have seen out of the game?
What I like to see out of the game?
Yeah, to make it higher than a 2.8.
Because I played Detroit first. I kind of automatically to compare between Detroit and Beyond Two Souls. It's not fair, but I don't know, if you played both games, maybe you will understand what I'm talking about. It's because it's made from the same company. It's probably from the same team. So yeah, definitely they did better, much better on the Detroit and on the PS4. So
okay. Yeah, I'd say for the game itself, for me, it would be a 3.5. And I think that's because I played it when it came out on the PS3. It's definitely not a perfect game. The camera really hinders the game, in my opinion. There were many times when I played it, and I was almost happy to see Yajing having the same issues as me, where you really have to like walk back and forth just to be able to see from a camera view of like this white dot that you're supposed to move the right analog stick towards. Because if you don't walk at a certain angle, you'll miss it in like a second.
Very easily.
Yeah. And that hinders the game for me. It takes you out of the experience. But it's still a good game. It has a really enjoyable story, great sound design, beautiful graphics. It's also a pretty long game for the studio. I think it lasts probably around 8 to 10 hours, maybe a little bit longer than that, which is a pretty decent sized game for a linear story-based game. So I would give it a solid 3.5, but I can see where you're coming from.
Yeah, I think my point was I played Detroit first. I'm sorry.
No, it's totally fair.
Yeah, it's somehow in my mind it just keep compare them together. Yeah, so that's why.
So that means we're going to be giving Beyond Two Souls on PS4 and PS3 a solid 3.1 out of 5 stars. And yeah, we'd love to hear what you have to say. Do you agree with us? Do you think 3.5 is too generous? Or do you think 2.8 is too harsh? We'd love to hear what you have to say. Would you rate it higher? Do you think it deserves more than both of us gave it?
Yeah, let us know. Please comment below. And if you ever play this game and you want to play it, let us know.
Yeah. As always, we will have a new travel video for you later this week. But we look forward to seeing you soon. And thanks as always for stopping by the channel.
Yeah, thank you. See you next time.